Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to hit that like button. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate that. Now, overall, I have been watching Bitcoin kind of slide a little bit, but ultimately, tomorrow is a huge day. Guys, if you missed what is happening tomorrow, well, we're going to talk about it. But first, I do want to really quickly address and, analyze what is happening in the altcoin market real quick. So on the 24-hour span, we are still seeing some gains on XDC, which is pretty great. We also seen Algo jumping out a little bit. Don't know where she is on the chart just yet at this current moment. On the 7-day span, we are still seeing, a few gains here. So Algo is actually around 67, almost 68 cents. Off of those buys I told you guys at around like 58 cents, almost 60 cents. Pretty good buy points. Honestly, I think that Algo is going to have an incredible year going forward. Same with XDC. Same with even XRP. I think that XRP just runs last, as we are all aware. But in regards to the overall altcoin market, I think that the altcoin market is ready to go, but more so, I do believe that Bitcoin is ready to go. And we have been addressing Bitcoin for a little bit here now. So let's actually talk about a few things in regards to Bitcoin and what is happening tomorrow. So the real question here is, and I'm sure that all of you are wondering, what the heck is going on tomorrow? Why is this such a big deal? Well, here you guys have it. So shout out to Blockchain Backer, but ultimately, the CNBC basically just said that the Fed is expected to raise rates by half a point. Now, that is 0.5 overall. When we talk about this, I don't believe that that's going to happen. It will most likely still be the 0.25 that we are used to seeing, which will ultimately most likely be priced into the market anyways, and this is most likely going to capitulate the market a little bit. People are probably going to overreact, but we just hear tomorrow is the big day of the Federal Reserve announcement. The Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates Wednesday for the second time since 2018, boosting the Fed funds target rate by a half percentage point. A lot of other people are saying, my guess is 25, not 50, and of course my guess is 50 or 25 as well instead of 50. Again, these prices are most likely priced in. We do see our Fed rate announcement will be made at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, by the way, guys. So with that, I'm going to definitely be watching that closely tomorrow and see what happens throughout the market, see if we can get some nice impulses. We also do see or been hearing nonstop the last few weeks about how Bitcoin can't rise with rate hikes and how this is bad for crypto. There are always two sides to every story/narrative, so best to focus on the chart, Bitcoin. And we do see back here what happened last time the Fed came up with a lot of subsequent, rate hikes after being zero for a long time. Bitcoin entered the 2017 bull market. Now, of course, with these, rate hikes, it does kind of diminish the dollar's value. So we'll most likely see that, dollar do that 180 turn that I've been talking about and addressing for a little bit of time. But we ultimately do see on the chart back in 2017 where we did see that massive rally to almost the 2018, 2019 sort of heights in terms of the Fed rate. And then we also do see the Bitcoin price chart hitting that height in 2018. So again, as we do see these things happen, it's not guaranteed that the same exact pattern will be printed, but if it is the case, we are looking at 160K plus, aka that super cycle. So, again, pay attention to things happening with the Fed rates. I'm watching this very, very closely. Now, if we do see that 25% priced in, we will most likely see this at around 0.5 ultimately in total. We are not getting to the point where it's like 1+%. Back in 2017, we did start to hit this at like 60 to 80 to almost 1 point exact. So we are watching this very, very closely here. But I do foresee this actually being bullish for crypto. Now, with this in mind, there is something pretty significant happening around the XRP SEC lawsuit. So we do see here, XRP community, XRP in a power move to roll the entire crypto space, sideline the CFTC, and preempt congressional action regarding what agency should oversee crypto markets. Gensler nearly doubles the size of enforcement's crypto assets and cyber unit. And we do see here Gary Gensler is a power-hungry dictator that is completely obsessed with rolling crypto. And I do believe that he is, at this point, trying to attack crypto. I don't believe that he wants anyone making money in this market. I think that ultimately, when we look at things happening around crypto right now, I think that that is basically what they are trying to do, is stifle growth, stifle, again, gains for the retail individual. They don't want you making money. And we do see here, the SEC hires 20 more lawyers and staff to crack down on crypto abuse, but fails to hire a single lawyer to draft clear regulations as to what abuse is. The new lawyer training process must be very difficult. The SEC nearly doubles crypto unit. And we also do see a lot of people saying, I agree on why they can't hire a team to actually write up clear regulations. However, there are countless projects in crypto that were legitimate scams, illegitimate hacks, rug pulls, unregistered securities, Ponzi's, etc. A lot of people should rightfully be investigated. And I do completely agree with this. And I do think that that is why we are really kind of ushering in innovative regulations that don't stifle growth and, of course, stifle, innovative, just overall efficient use cases. That's why I do say that regulations, if done right, are actually a fairly good thing for crypto. But again, we are watching to see if they are going to implement regulations that are purely attacking and trying to kill crypto. But also, we did see back in April 29th, the DCA is back in action. Congress taking a bipartisan leadership stance on regulatory clarity for crypto is exactly what we need. Now, at this time, I was actually pretty interested to see where this was going. We did see a lot of news media regarding Brad Garlinghouse around this time as well, basically where he was saying, things look good. He was essentially saying that the case is going well. They're confident. It's not, any concern to them, essentially. I mean, they looked pretty confident. Even Brad Garlinghouse was smiling, laughing. I mean, honestly, at this point, I have to say, this SEC lawsuit, to me at least, seems like it's not a big worry to, again, Ripple. Now, as we actually talk about the SEC lawsuit, some pretty, alarming things have been happening around the SEC lawsuit, specifically regarding the Hinman emails. So, if you guys know me, I have been talking about the Hinman emails for a little bit of time. I do believe that this is the nail in the coffin, that they are trying to hide. They don't want it to be released. And we actually do see here, XRP lawsuit, SEC files motion to shield Hinman speech documents. What is the SEC so desperately trying to hide? And I know exactly what they were trying to hide. Obviously, there was clear cut and dry corruption. When we talk about this, Jeremy Hogan's wife actually talked about this specific overall situation. We actually do share, I'm sure the emails are much worse than what we expect. At this point, it feels more like a trial about Hinman's emails than whether XRP is a security or not. And we do share, awesome, SEC's death question to protect these emails at any cost. Attorney Thien Vu Hogan. And listen closely to this, guys.
Brings us, of course, to the completely baffling Hinman emails and the SEC's death quest to protect these emails at any cost. And with the deliberative process privilege argument not going well for the SEC, it just filed a motion to not produce the Hinman speech emails and argue that the emails are also protected by attorney-client privilege. It's interesting to note that at this point in time, the SEC has spent more time and effort trying to protect these emails than any other issue in this litigation, including fighting over things like whether XRP is a security or not. Interesting.
And it really is interesting when we look at this. Something is going on. These emails, there is something in it that would seal the deal for this lawsuit. In my opinion, these emails, once released, would cause a massive spark that will light up and ablaze throughout the entire crypto market, but also throughout news media regarding the SEC. I think that these emails single-handedly could destroy the SEC's overall legitimacy factor. I think that it will crumble every single argument that they have ever made towards crypto will crumble beneath their feet because these emails are hiding something significant. I would say that it's most likely corruption-based attacks on crypto, picking clear winners and losers, and I'm very excited to see these get released if they do. This is something to watch for very, very closely. Now, also, as we are waiting for news regarding this SEC lawsuit, whether we do get a settlement or not, we are also seeing some massive growth in terms of on-demand liquidity. We did see here, coming off our best year yet, RippleNet ended Q1 2022 with record numbers and customer demand. Some of the highlights by the numbers: RippleNet reached, a $15 billion annualized payment volume run rate as customers expand the use of RippleNet and on-demand liquidity beyond remittances, including treasury and SME payments. You guys do see this massive growth. By the way, this really started back in 2021. We've seen this kind of sit stable, and then during the summer when that on-demand liquidity corridor in Singapore through SBI started, that's when we did start to see this ramp up. And honestly, ever since, this has been going parabolic. Specifically in 2022, we've been seeing some major spikes here. And I already talked to you guys about the 8x year-over-year growth that they've seen in terms of on-demand liquidity. I foresee this continuing to grow. We do see global growth remain strong with improved market or product functionality, such as the ability for payments to continue processing, even if an on-demand liquidity exchange partner happens to go down. APAC is one of the biggest contributors of on-demand liquidity dollar volume, totaling over $1 billion in Q1 alone. ODL can enable payouts in 25 payout markets today, including new regions like Singapore, Malaysia, Poland, Indonesia, Thailand, and more, up from 3 markets in 2020. These markets collectively represent 62% of the $700 billion a year global remittance market and 86% of the $6 trillion a day global FX market, which includes Treasury/corporate FX cross-border payments. And finally, I'm very excited to announce that we have hired a new VP of Global Payments to lead payments for RippleNet. Guys, $6 trillion a day. That is absolutely insane. We have been seeing a lot of growth around Ripple, specifically focusing on some very large markets. In terms of cross-border payments, yes, they have been going for that $156 trillion market, but $6 trillion a day is far greater than most people actually can comprehend in terms of where the value truly does lie within a lot of these markets. If Ripple can grasp just 1% of that market, it would be absolutely insane in terms of the value that, one, Ripple will settle, but also think about how much money would be settled over RippleNet utilizing XRP for those FX rates as well. That's something to truly think about and really analyze in terms of the value perceived by XRP. Now, also, if you guys do want to read more about these, overall market reports, you guys could go check out the Q1 2022 XRP Markets Report on Ripple.com. I did look through this. There's a ton of information. There's a lot of things to really kind of address and look at. I might do a little bit more of a breakdown on a lot of this information probably tomorrow. But more so, I was, really focused on ODL-related sales. Guys, things have been ramping up. The XRP volume, by the way, dropped a little bit in terms of the XRP volume itself, dollars in millions, but we are still looking pretty good in terms of that volume. We came down about roughly 700 million, which is not too concerning, but it is a significant drop. But we don't know what that specifically is in terms of that drop rate. We didn't really see any information regarding that, but I foresee most likely we will see more growth within that area once we do see more clarity come to the space specifically regarding XRP. I think the main thing stopping global XRP volume itself growing rapidly is just regulatory concerns. I think that a lot of these financial institutions, banks, and major clients are just kind of worried about utilizing something like this in regards to, again, when you kind of look at regulations and the consequences of utilizing something like XRP when, again, it's still up in the air. Kind of concerns a lot of these, large names. But we do see here, last quarter total XRP sales by Ripple net of purchases were, 273.27 million versus 717 million USD the previous quarter. Ripple has continued to engage in sales related to on-demand liquidity, and these volumes have ramped up substantially as Ripple's on-demand liquidity business expanded as well, as has been the case since Q4 of 2019. Ripple did not conduct programmatic sales in Q4. So again, when we talk about this, on-demand liquidity is surging. XRP is looking pretty good in terms of being that settlement token on the RippleNet. I'm very excited to see them really kind of continuing to grow out their overall business model. I'm very excited to see where this does head to once we do see regulatory clarity, or I should say proper regulations come to the space. But I'm definitely focused on that $6 trillion a day market. And guys, that's 86% of that market, the APAC region. So that's pretty significant. And XRP with, or I shouldn't say XRP, but Ripple with XRP has been positioned perfectly in that area for a while now. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.